a live feed to a frozen screen. Apparently, I had to push go live again, and I've been sitting here talking for 10 minutes and wondering why everybody keeps asking why I'm not here. So, just par for the course for me right now. Um, yeah. So, let me go back over everything that I just said. I have no plan really for this one. I've had just a stressful week. It's been insane. Horrible luck. My truck's messed up. The transmission's shot. The guy who's working on it is, well, supposed to work on it is like a complete flake. And now he's got my keys and I can't get my truck. And like, it's just one thing. And now my wife's truck was messing up. And I don't know, man. I just have really, 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 really bad luck. I could use a little bit of good luck, maybe to finish up this week. But my main thing for this live feed is I was going to discuss rope walking. To start it out, rope walking is definitely not just for pruning. Rope walking is so insanely beneficial when it comes to removals. You'll get trees that are very big around, hard to get a grip on, hard to access that first limb. Vines growing on it, maybe stuff down at the base. There's just so many things. What's up, Jared? But yeah, I wanted to discuss that. So I wanted to show you guys with gaffs and spikes how you would throw a foot ascender over the top of it. Also, um, I was going to show you guys like my spike ascender and how it works, and then I had my mind totally blown. Here we got some company.
Hey,
What up,
did
man?
some did somebody say rope walking?
Yes, yes, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
Well,
Awesome.
fill me in, man.
Okay. I gotta show you guys this first. This is crazy. So I was let me grab my pad here.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great evening, man.
So here's my I wear these double big bucks Velcro pads. The thing that I don't like is that after you wrap them around, there's a piece of Velcro here. What the hell is this Velcro there for? Like all it does is my lanyard touches it, or my saw lanyard touches it, and it opens my pad up.
That's on the outside, Mike.
Yeah. Look, there's
I,
the inside. You fold it over. I don't know, man. Maybe it's supposed to like tuck in there.
I was just gonna say, does it tuck in and fold over and then Velcro right back to itself,
Because
buddy?
it has Velcro on both sides, you can't push it in there. It's too sticky. It won't even go. Plus, the
Well,
crack is so little that I mean, I don't think it's meant to. So, I mainly got these out because I'm just gonna find the other side of Velcro and just put pads over them, over
hey,
these
how's
two
it going,
strips.
James?
That way, I can be done with it. But
Yeah, either that or get yourself like one of those sewing tools, a thread cutter, like JC used one on when he was doing his foot asunder for his spurs.
right on. Yeah, something, because that's weird. Actually, that's all one piece. It looks like they had too much and they folded it over and sewed it.
Okay. Hey,
Kind of
what's
silly.
going on, Aaron? It's good to see you stop over, man.
Plant. James is here. Aaron, what's up? So check this out, dude. My spikes. The way these work is this little pad up, and you take a gaff, and it goes in like that. Little pad goes through the little spot in the top of the gaff right here,
Yeah, yeah.
through this little thing, and then through those two metal things. Okay, so here's the issue: aluminum gaff, metal keepers. This little bar literally cut these gaffs in half. by
I
the
believe it
little.
because it's I'm assuming that's steel against aluminum, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is put a little bit of duct tape around where it touches on just this little pole,
There you
and that'll
go.
be enough to stop it from hitting repeatedly. But I fixed this one. This gaff was bent all the way like this
Mm.
and over to the side. When I hammered it back, it opened up, like it cracked open.
Do you
But
you got a shop anywhere near you or know anybody that can weld aluminum?
no, not really. I slapped some JB Weld on
There you go.
it.
Hey,
Never depend on these things for life support. I don't. I mean,
no, you're
I
always
have
going to be.
all the tie-ins. These are the last thing I think will save me. So, um, let me show you what the other one looks like because I thought this one was messed up and got ran over, and I'm like, that's just a fluke thing. Then I went and got my other one because I was going to use this one for the other spike for the to give you guys the example of putting the spike ascender on, and I just looked at it, and it's the same way. So head comes off.
Now, how long have you had those particular spurs there, Mike?
Long time, probably too long.
Well, I don't know. You find something you're comfortable with, man. I mean, why change
Yeah, it's
it?
hard. Yep. Yeah, 'cause it works too good sometimes. Like, why would I change? Okay, check this out. Now you see that spot right there? It mushroomed this thing. All right, this is crazy.
Yeah, can't nobody argue that you actually use those things.
A little bit, a little bit. Holy cow, man! What? Wow.
Yeah,
It's definitely not something that you're like inspecting all the time.
no, absolutely not.
Holy cow.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely got to fix that.
What's going
That's
on,
crazy.
Greg? Clint, you'll just have to ask for you'll have to give me a marker, buddy, and I'll sign it. I already got you personalized shirts. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So somebody else tell me something good that happened this week. I ain't got nothing good. What'd you have going on?
Um, I'm preparing for a 230-mile venture down the Muskegon River here in Michigan. So I have been assembling gear and backpacks and tents and cots and all this other stuff. So I've been kind of preparing for my trip.
That's all.
So I'm doing that in a month, and then in think it's 2 weeks from now, the family and I are going out to Yellowstone. So
How long you staying out there?
what's that, buddy?
How long you staying there?
We're gonna
What
go
that
out.
bridge down?
It's a 24-hour drive for us one way just to get to Yellowstone. So we planned a week for the Yellowstone thing, and then the river trip I planned a week. Buddy of mine's gonna, just me and him are gonna canoe down the river. It should be fun.
Right on. Dude, somebody just kind of gave me an idea there. I wonder if I could just replace this top piece with a metal one.
Oh hell, that's a good idea. I didn't realize that was two pieces right there.
Yeah.
I bet you can. I
Yeah, because
bet.
I got a bunch of spikes. I got all kinds of them. So,
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. But then I'd be worried about the wear going down on your, what if it goes down lower on your actual spur itself?
damn it, I forgot I had JB Weld all over. I just grabbed a hold of it like an idiot. Damn it.
If it was me,
Um,
I'd be worried about replacing that top piece with steel because that I would make that the consumable part. That way you can toss that and then you
yep.
don't have to worry about it digging into your actual spurs itself.
Yeah, the thing is, these things have double bolts, so it doesn't have the shake like a normal one has.
Right on.
Um, I've had gaffs that only have a single bolt or something, and they shake like they got a jiggle to them. These are nice. They definitely don't have a jiggle or nothing to them. But I imagine that metal piece goes up to about right where that bend is.
Probably.
And it probably stops right there. And this part's probably hollowish. And that's why it bent.
I would assume, bro. I
Yeah, because
would.
both of them exact same spot.
I would assume. Them look like some old Buckinghams, kind of. What's that?
Yeah, I was just looking. I didn't know what kind they were. And this is the first time I've actually seen a marker, like a make marker on it. This is Badgeland.
I am on
Like a,
Notch Geckos, Bridge Burner. Notch Gecko steals for me.
I think those are ones that the people that give them the time to adjust them out and use them and get used to them love them. The people that buy them expect them to be perfectly comfortable right from the get go and want something that's pretty dialed in from the get go, they don't much like them, it seems like.
Well, I don't know. Just like everything, you kind of got to dial it in for yourself, man. I mean, there's certain device, like, completely off subject from Spurs, but as an example, like that rope runner, I absolutely didn't like it, but there are tons and tons of people that do love it. So it's a personal preference thing.
Yeah, I feel the same way with 99% of the stuff we do.
Dogs going crazy. So what's up, fellas? Everybody, yeah, I know how you feel about that, Greg. But everybody, you got to admit, Greg, that there is a absolute ton of people that love those devices, and people that are in this chat right now that use them all the time, and they they love them.
I take care of a few things while I'm sitting here. Yeah, man, it is hot as hell out here. This is the first time I about did a live feed with no shirt on, and I'm like, man, I can't do it. I'm hillbilly. I'm not that hillbilly, not yet. Gets any hotter, I am though.
Dude,
Yeah,
I can't handle it. It gets over like 80, about 85 degrees, and I'm cooked, dude. It
yeah, it's just.
it makes it hard. It makes it real hard.
I think it's funny when you get the out of towners that finally get a little bit of this crazy humidity that we get, and they're just like, what in the world? Like the heat you guys get is not doesn't even make sense. Yeah, yeah, it's very funky, like hard to breathe. So I'm about to do me a professional taping job. Look at this crap. I bet that this will be enough to fix it for now until I can actually figure out some good.
Uh, so I have been there, done that with the duct tape spurs, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I had an old pair of Buckinghams, and the leather pads on them just absolutely were trash. So that's what I first that my first set of spurs was an old set of Buckinghams that the leather was trashed on. So I just duct taped the piss out of them and ran
Yeah.
them.
You have to sometimes.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. Especially when if you're just starting off or something, you ain't got the money for all that fancy stuff, or maybe
That's where
you just don't want to go spend the money on it.
that's where I feel like my niche in this whole YouTube thing is at. Like I'm gonna give you the way to do it. That's not. It's gonna cost you the least.
For
Like I'm
sure,
not looking to break the bank every time I gotta fix something or I need a tool. But that blew my mind when I pulled that off and it was all mushroom looking like that. I was like, holy cow.
for sure, for sure.
But I was working on the second part of the video for you guys. Let me keep up with comments, dude.
That's what I was
Uh,
just trying to do.
yeah, I'm gonna do better. Yeah, I was working on the second part of that video. It's almost 20 minutes, but it starts with the big fail. Did you guys catch that? That was ridiculous. I
What?
knew that that was gonna happen. Like I was pretty for sure it was gonna happen. The limb was so like horizontal, and I needed it to turn and hold the hinge. There was just too much weight out there. And I was like, ah, well, we'll put a bunch of side pull on it. And I think, if I'm being honest, the side pull worked against me. It didn't help. It actually broke the hinge quicker. So it's
That was a
it's that
that
whole game that
that was a
depending on what tree you're doing, how healthy it is, it changes. The response, the way it acts is like so different.
absolutely. Me and Clint took down a willow tree when we were talking. You and I were talking the other day. Earlier that morning, we took down a willow tree, and that thing was dead. And man, I'm telling you what, after even working that willow tree, I don't even know if I'd ever even fricking climb one. It scared me that bad.
Yeah, they're noodles, dude. They're wobbly, wobbly, and they don't feel. They're not strong. They're
No,
not.
no, hell
So
no, they're not, and they stink. They stink too. And frickin' yeah, dude. They're talk about no frickin' hinge wood. I get more hinge wood out of a white pine than I do a damn willow.
that's crazy.
Ain't it?
Yeah, I don't get a lot of them. I
I
definitely don't get
I
a lot of those.
I have been cutting trees for yeah 14 years or whatever, man. And frickin' this is literally the first willow tree I've ever worked.
I've worked a few of them, but they're always a complete headache, and they look small until you get them on the ground. They're such a mess, and it takes so long. There's a billion limbs, and
My chipper loves them though.
do they eat them pretty good?
Oh God, yeah, man. I mean, if it fits, it chips. that's
Right on.
that's why I got it.
JC says he duct taped his old climbs. Um, Jerry says he climbs on Buckingham bucklights and likes them. I haven't. Is that those like green ones? They're like black and green. Maybe are they the same ones that Guilty of Treason wears?
I actually got to go look at a poplar tomorrow, Greg.
Well, the one that I'm the video we're doing, the cottonwood, that's a poplar. I mean, it acts just like a poplar. It's just stinkier. It's the only difference.
I don't know as if I've ever even worked a cottonwood. I know we got
Uh,
them around here. I just don't know as to be honest with you. I don't know.
They're gross. They crap for hinge, no tensile strength. It's just they're a weak tree and they're stinky. I mean, gross. But
Great combination, huh?
yeah, most people. I think a lot of people think it's in the oak tree family, but it's not. It's actually in the poplar. That's why it makes sense why it was so weak. Because I remember originally people telling me it was part of the oak family, and I'm like, it don't act like an oak. It don't respond like an oak. It breaks like crazy, and then turns out it's in the poplar family. I'm like, well, that makes sense. Hell, the damn things break way too easy, but they're enormous. They're
So
huge.
what's up, guys? We got let's see, we got 11 watchers, and unless my feed hasn't updated, there it says 8 thumbs up. Somebody out
Yeah,
there,
hell,
somebody out there
we had,
hasn't pushed that thumbs up button.
we had 17 a minute ago. 17
Oh
people.
man, maybe I scared them off.
I probably did.
I don't know.
Talking about stinky trees.
Yeah,
You can make straps with belts and leather punch rivet kits. Yeah, yeah. I actually have a couple sets of straps that I had bought, but I didn't need them, and I'll probably have to replace my bottom straps on these eventually. What happens? They get pretty tore up right where you always hook them at, and I'll probably have to replace that one.
hey Greg, I think
But
what I would
you
do
can,
for that is I would probably go for it, Greg. Just make sure all your T's are crossed and I's are dotted, and make them pay you, bro. Sorry about that,
Bridge
Mike.
No, you're good. Bridge Burner says his most hated tree is a poplar. Yeah, they're a pain. Moist and brittle. Yeah, smell. Yeah, exactly, man. But hey, get these. Anybody who has issues with their spikes hitting their ankle, or getting sores on the side of your leg, these are the ticket from Weaver. If I'm being totally honest, I don't know if I've ever seen another climber use these.
They look nice.
They are so comfy, dude. They're thick. Like these are old too.
Holy crap! Now we got freaking 11 people in here and 12 thumbs up. What the heck? Hey,
We're
good
a
looking out,
motley.
guys. Good looking out.
Yeah, we're a motley crew. It's always something weird. That's awesome. So if you were rope walking, you can get a foot ascender over the top of a pair of spikes. Put your spikes on like normal, and then you're probably going to have to take your foot ascender and extend it out as far as it possibly goes, and you're going to have to wiggle it, fight it to get it on over it. Or you could put it on before you put your spike on, but then you're forced to wear it the whole time. And, they butt up against each other and fight the whole time. If you put it on the outside, you can get this in a pretty good position, but then you look down to look at your gaff, you can't see your gaff no more.
Is that a camp sunder right there?
Yeah, it's CT, climbing technology.
Okay.
This is probably my favorite foot ascender I've ever had. Kind of old, but works so good, so good. And the straps and everything have stayed together and are strong. So that's a bonus. That's what I see being the issue a lot of times. But
Right.
this I used to have a CMI foot ascender. It was huge, big old box, and I may I think I may have gave it to my brother, but that's the one I would usually throw on the outside of spikes because it was just so big and gaudy, and like the straps were bigger. I could slip it over, but I hate that. I want to be able to see my gaff because a lot of times I'm so high in the canopy, I'm on a little stick, and it ain't like you got all the room in the world to stick a spike in. Not to mention, look at my little gaffs I use. I mean, these
Yeah.
little bitty things, you got to be on. So, um, that's why I had to come up with the hand ascender with turning it into a spike ascender.
Sure. Hey, Greg, look at it like this, Greg. You just said you don't want to bend a knee to anyone, but
Oh,
the way I see it, brother, is they're the one bending at the knee for you. If they're wanting to hire you and subcontract you to come on, then they're kind of bending at the knee for you. So with that being said, you make it on your own terms, bro. You make that on your own terms, and if they can't stick with, the your guys' program, then that's it. They're out of there. They're done.
Jeffrey, yes, the dog is a very big fan of the old Go Fasters. But You're Not My Master says, I just picked up a brand new Apex ISC Flex. So far, so good. Really nice quality. Right on. I'm missing Greg's comments. I don't see any of them.
But
I
when I'm
wonder why.
saying I'm saying Greg, I'm talking bridge burner, brother.
Oh my God. I thought you were talking Brown. Son
No,
of a gun.
no,
I
Greg.
was searching for Greg Brown the whole time, and
Yeah, my bad, bro.
I should have known. I don't know
Yeah,
why I didn't know. Anyway, so,
I've been trying to get a hold of Greg Brown though, actually, because I am traveling through his neck of the woods when I'm heading out west. So I was going to try to stop in on Greg, but he hasn't put out any dang content recently.
yeah, he just put some clips on Instagram.
Roger that.
Literally just put them up. I messaged him because I had no plan for this live feed, so I sent links out. I sent to Dan. I sent one to you. I sent one to a couple different people. I sent one to him, and he got back to me immediately. I'm sorry, I can't make it. I was like, dude, I knew you was gonna say that. Like, you're good. I'm like spur of the moment, being like, come on, Greg, and I know he doesn't really want to do it anyway. And I'm like,
Yeah,
come on, Greg. So I expected him to. to be tired because, like I
He,
said, he had just put a bunch of clips up. Looked like he was hard at it. But
he's a busy man.
yeah, I reached out to Human. I sent him a DM. So we'll see if we can get Corey on here one of these times. I think he'd be a pretty good interview.
I think so. I have not. I watched him there for a while, and then I didn't. So we'll just leave
He's
it at
back
that.
now. Yeah, he's back now. He's back to normal.
That's good, man. That's good to
Finally.
hear.
Like, and I worried that he probably was going to tell me no because, like, I'm not looking to ask him none of the silly questions, because I think he'd probably be worried that somebody would do that to him. And shit, I should have put that in my message. That way he, like, knew. But yeah, I'm just curious what got him into tree work, if he's still enjoying it, what his favorite stuff is, why he seems to be so quick to pick up on things like that, rigging and everything. Kind of fascinates me a little bit because he took to it very, very, very quick, and it's not normal. Guys can learn how to climb and be a good climber quick, but it doesn't mean that they execute when they're up there.
Oh God, yeah, it takes years, dude. I put
Yeah,
thousands
there's
and thousands and thousands of cuts. I worked on tree, dude. I actually owned my tree service and was in service for 3 years before I even considered myself a professional.
well, I mean that's just showing a bit of like self awareness.
Yeah,
You're
and I
you're
still
putting
learn
in
all the
time.
time.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I feel like if I didn't learn something that day, I didn't pay attention. Really, because you should, if you're being like real, something happen every single time you go to do this that you can learn from.
Oh yeah, I
I
agree.
don't care what anybody says. I don't care how good they are, how much experience they have. You may get to a point of experience and knowledge that you don't feel the need to pay attention and learn from those little silly things, but that doesn't mean it's not still there every day.
Yeah,
So
I think when you get on, you get to a point to where you're, oh, there. I don't need to learn anything. You're just a little bit too damn cocky for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean like I'm good with. There's guys out there that they don't care really to know any of that stuff.
I know.
They know how to get the job done.
Yeah,
They know how to get it done with the basics, and they're good with that. But there's no need to like like kind of diss what other people are doing because you don't want to take the time to learn it.
sure,
And I feel like
absolutely.
that's what happens a lot.
Yeah, you can drill your aluminum spikes, James. It's just, I mean, I guess it would wonder. I would be wondering where you're drilling them, but you're talking to put a foot ascender on, aren't you, bro?
Oh yeah, somebody just said here. Um, Jared said I spent the money and got a mounting bracket for my spur, and now I don't have to mess with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Like,
awesome.
yes, James, I do use the hand descender on my spikes. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is the hand descender in all its glory with nothing done to it. This is the way the hand descender comes. So I always looked at that and I'm like, it's an ascender. It's a rope grab. It could be used as a foot ascender, a knee ascender, like a hand ascender. You could technically climb off of it like as a secondary. If you got yourself on a rope and you just need to hold like you're tied in way over here, and you swing over to a limb and you get to it and you just get a little rope around it and you click that thing in and you anchored yourself to it. It could work for a secondary tie-in. It's a rope grab. So I'm like, there's gotta be ways for this to work. Then I seen Giorgio Fiore make his spike ascender, which he had a mount here, and then he had a little spring that he put up to the top on top of his pad. And I'm like, huh? He had his mounted though to it, I think. But I'm like, I don't like that. I think it probably is feels pretty good to have the ascender up here, but I worried about gapping my rope all the time.
Yeah.
If the they was up there because there's just too much movement and room for it to get caught. So I'm like,
That's awesome. You're not my master. 51 and you're just going up in the trees, man. That's awesome, dude.
that's cool. That is too cool. So I started looking at it and I'm like, that should work. Like I should be able to just take a hand ascender and slide it up underneath the gas and like as long as you're not letting off the pressure, you can climb the tree like this. You don't have to have a bungee. You just keep downward pressure on that hand ascender. When you go to step up, that's when it'll come off. But I mean, you could reach down there and pull it up each time, step into it, pull it up, step into it. Even if you needed to make one step, you can click it on, put your spike into it, and step up off the rope. But the issue was there's a little bit of plastic right here. If you see these little lips on this, that kind of hangs out, and I'm like, that's the only thing stopping it from being super flush. So I had another one of them hand ascenders. Just
Yeah.
so happened I had like three of them at one point. I don't know how I got them. I bought somebody's old gear. Um, but you can see on this one, it's been changed.
Yeah, yeah.
I took all that plastic off there. So it's still a good hand ascender, a really good hand ascender. Um, Nothing's changed with it, but it works better for me as a spike ascender. So I took one of these little bungees like this. I tied an alpine butterfly here in the middle, and then girth hitched it to that hole. So now you still have the whole channel for the rope. This
Mhm.
doesn't get in the way. I used a little flat bungees so that it didn't take up as much space. It was a little more like form fitting to it, so it didn't get in the way of the rope coming up through. But the way it fits is so insanely smooth. I would say anybody who uses this idea, you may have to dial it in on the length of your bungee. But other than that, it's should be any of them. So it goes up onto it, and then you take these little hooks, run them up here, and put them on the pad.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that too, man, because a while back when you did one live or whatever and you were talking about that, I actually made the exact same setup and it works just fine.
How long did it take you? Maybe 10 minutes
Yeah,
to come up with it and like,
took
put
me
it together. You may have had to adjust some stuff out, but
yeah. I mean, it took me longer to go get the damn bungee than and find the right bungee than it did to actually put it together.
get that lock the right size and stuff. But the thing of it is, only thing this is doing is keeping this thing upright. That's all the bungee does.
Yeah,
It
because all
keeps
the
it upright.
force is going down on the bottom there.
It's going right into there the whole time.
Yeah,
And if you notice, look how aligned the actual ascender is to the shank.
it
So you're not getting that
works
side.
on my notch geckos.
Yeah, you don't get that side pull. Like normally, foot ascenders would be out a little bit on the side sometimes, and it like twists the gap in your leg. Like I don't like it. It's so uncomfortable. But this insanely comfortable. And then when you get up there and you can still see your gap, but I don't like it. So when I get up there, I pop my bungees off real quick, and then I go back to using it, but because it takes me 2 seconds to click, click on.
And that's a whole
So
hell of a lot easier than trying to take off a foot ascender that you put on around your frickin' uh your spur.
yeah, over the top of. I'm thinking simplify everything. If I got to do something while I'm up there, I'm looking to make it the easiest possible way you could ever do it. I don't care if you had no fingers, no hands. Like I'm thinking that far ahead. Like I'm thinking I can't move my arms or nothing at that time. How could I get that off real quick? And just this one, I've had a lot of silly ideas. This one just you can't beat it. I mean, not all my ideas are groundbreaking and like something that you'll use every day, but this thing is. It's the setup.
It's pretty
I'm
dope.
surprised somebody hasn't come out with a little setup like this. Like not even a full hand ascender, just a tubed version. Two little bars
Yeah.
and a sender right there that you click onto your spike and bungee with one strap. Uh,
Well, the CT, I think it is, has that, the quick detach or quick detach spur senders.
oh, do they?
Yeah, they got a plate that sandwiches your spur. They got a plate
Oh,
that sandwiches your spur, and then it kind of locks into it. And then when you get up there, if you wanted to, you could take it off or whatever. It looks like a pretty neat little outfit.
that's cool. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, that would be. I think it wouldn't hurt people to kind of merge some of these techniques back and forth. I feel like it gets so the job's so scary. People try to do it by a textbook, and like this is only done in pruning. This is only done in removal. No, 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 no. It all cross references. It all works. Like things that you do in pruning will help you in removals. Things you do in removals will help you in pruning, whether you do it or not. I mean, I know you hate pruning, so you know you could still use all these tricks with the removal stuff.
Yeah, I stay away from it at all costs. And the great thing is almost nobody calls me for trimming, so that's beautiful.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can do what you want, that's the best, man. Keep it that way. I got stuck the other day up in a 4 or 5 stemmed birch tree that was each stem was probably only about that big around, but they were like 50 or 60 foot tall, dead as a doornail.
You got a good point there, Nee. And that four stemmed monster dead as a doornail, that don't sound fun.
No, and my customer she kept walking up underneath me and trying to pick up branches, and I'm like, it's so blistering hot, and like she would be lucky I like her. I would have
Yeah,
hollered at her and got
yeah,
beat.
you can help by not helping. Go away. So I
Yeah, I told her. Yeah, she's an older woman. She's in her 90s. I was like, hey,
well, yeah, that's kind of hard to do then.
yeah, just so you know, like, either you can stay up underneath me, but you got to put a hard hat on. There's one in my truck. And I was like, and you've got way too pretty of a hairdo to be putting a hard hat on top of that.
Did you do it?
And she smiled real big, and she goes, "You're right," and went and sat down.
There you go.
I hope I'm more
Killer
like
with
at a 90.
kindness, Mike.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, be that old and still out there wanting to do shit, man. That's the dream.
For sure. I had a customer last year that was 97 years old, and she's still out driving, doing yard work and everything, out raking and the whole night. 97 years old, man.
Never stop, man. I think that's the key to it all. You can't stop. You got to keep moving.
Hey, Greg, I was talking about giving everybody like every tree removal job with my crew comes with like a free day trip to the water park or the frickin' an Airbnb or something like that. And then I would just give everybody a good reason to leave. You I mean, every time you get a tree done with me, you get a free Airbnb.
Yeah, you got to take it the day I come to work, though.
Yeah, it's exactly that's how it would roll,
Uh, that's a good idea, man.
ain't it?
I'm gonna have to think of it.
For real. I thought it would work.
People want anything for free.
Ryan's on TV. Woohoo! Hell yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a hoot. I don't see Dan Dan. Where's Dan Dan, guys? Has he been here or
Oh,
no?
he was. I talked to him. He said he was in some crazy traffic. He's like, traffic is nuts right now. So I think he's trying to get home right now, and he's just stuck in some stupid traffic.
Yeah, that man travels a lot, man.
Yeah. I seen he ran into trees the other day.
Yeah, there's a little backstory to that, but
Is there?
yeah,
Any good?
Yeah, no, no, not really.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I also seen my buddy Mike Frizzell. He put out a video, and he was working with Treesus Bartleby. I haven't heard anything from Treesus in a long time, and
Yes.
I don't even know if most people even know about him.
Who's that again? I'm sorry.
Treesus Bartleby.
I
He's funny, dude.
I have.
He's a tree guy. So funny, so funny. Like he may be doing like a podcast or something now, but I know that's what he was doing. But I knew him from like Facebook, and then he came over and he started making YouTube videos. He did this like travel around the United States. He's the first guy that came up with that idea. Now you see Guilty of Treason doing it now. Well, Treason is the one that come up with that idea. He did it a long time ago, and just look like he's having a blast, man. But yeah, Mike worked with him the other day. Seems like he's doing good. I just haven't heard anything from him. It's the wild thing about YouTube. You can hear from somebody every day for years, and then all of a sudden, you never hear from them again.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of funny like that, isn't it?
Yeah, you start to think about them, and you're like, I wonder what happened to that guy. And you're like, you start thinking about him and talking about him like they're your really good friend. And you're like, I don't really know him,
Yeah, it's just
really.
YouTube, just this guy on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got
Damn, dude.
I've got the pleasure of meeting a few of you, few guys off here so far, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild when I run into somebody because I'm I feel awkward. Like if I went somewhere and people were wanting to talk to me and walking up to me, like I would feel uncomfortable. I'm just not that guy. I'm not that guy that like wants that attention. I don't think.
You got to be careful with that JB Weld, man. If you ask Jerry, I guarantee you that product right there is known to cause cancer in the state of California.
Right on. I just licked it.
Yeah, I know. That's like, I mean, why not?
Yeah, well, it tasted fine.
There you go.
Oh shit.
That's great.
Yeah, great.
Great news, Greg. That the engine is there.
Yeah, I got to figure out where to get a transmission from, or have mine rebuilt or something.
Oh man, I don't even know what the hell is around you as far as like. I mean, there's
I think we got a pick and pull.
yeah, but then
You
what?
guys
You
have a
get a
pick and pull?
probably 30-day warranty or whatever, probably.
Is it? Yeah, is that a normal thing that everybody has around them, like pick and pull, uh, damn salvage yards?
As far as for around here, it's not pick and pull, but there's various different salvage yards around here, and a lot of them they pull the parts for you, and some you got to go do it yourself. And
I don't want to do it.
no, I bet
I,
not, man. That'd be a big pain in the ass, dude.
yeah, and it's of course it's got to be a Nissan,
Yep.
and most people don't even want to mess with that shit.
No.
So I don't know, man. Bad part is I had my transfer case changed. Transmission was fine. In the process of having the transfer case changed out, the guy knocked the transmission line off, ran my truck completely out of training fluid.
Yeah, I remember that. That didn't do it any damn favors.
Exactly. And then when I called the guy to ask him about working on the transmission, he's like, I don't want to, no, 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 no. I'm like, okay, man.
Junk.
Right on.
That sucks, dude.
And then the guy I took it to, I don't know what he's thinking, but he's like telling me, um, he said, I cleaned the dipstick off with my fingers. It turned my fingers black. There's so many metal shavings in it. I said, what? No. No,
Burned
he's
up.
like, yeah, it turned my finger black. It's got brand new training fluid in it. Brand new. It's bright red. And it turns your finger black. Like, that's a hard one to believe because I just checked the transmission fluid before I drove it up to him. I drove it 3 or 4 blocks. And maybe I could.
What does it do, Mike? Just nothing? It don't do shit? You just put it in
No, it
drive and
doesn't,
nothing?
it doesn't want to take off. Like, the initial takeoff doesn't got the doesn't got to get up and go. Like, you got it revved pretty high to get it to go. After it gets going, it's fine.
Yeah, it sounds like your pump took a crap, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got a buddy that kind of does mechanic work. Hopefully, I can get his number and see if he'll just rebuild it or put me a used one in it or something, just to get the truck running again, so I can keep my head above water.
I have not used Royal Purple, but I run Redline oil in my Harleys, Greg. And I run Mobile One in my wife's Suburban, but oh god, I don't even know what the hell 1540 in my truck, something. See, Shell.
Jake, 100% agree. Jake, Hillbill or Tree Walker 5, Jake says hillbilly engineering is the staple of a good arborist.
You know it.
It is. It is, man. I'm telling you, those guys that can figure out how to just solve a problem. So, man, I must be way behind. This squirrel, I'm watching behind my phone. This damn squirrel just came out of the tree. He's like, act like he was gonna walk up to me.
I'm surprised there's a squirrel fricking with all them cats. You get them cats under control, bro?
Jesus Christ. No.
Well, sorry, didn't mean to.
I have them under
Do you
control.
need?
I don't own any.
I'll send
Homeboy
you a
owns
live trap, brother.
115.
I'm gonna send you a
I
live trap. So I'll send you
got
two.
2.
Well, you need more.
I know. I know. I know, dude. They drive me nuts. Like, and they're cute too. I mean, the little kittens are cute, but I can't handle it. I just can't do it. They tear my yard up. They go jumping in my like pampas grass and smashing it down and knocking my flowers over, and like they've cost me a good chunk of money.
That welded diff on that thing might come back and bite you, Greg. That's not a good thing. If ideally you want that to open up when you're cornering and that sort of stuff. If the welded diff is bad news, that's usually off road only, my friend.
James said, I have the CT foot ascender and the bracket, but it slides up, so I took it off. Huh. I bet you that bracket, if it slides up, did you put the bracket on upside down maybe? Because if I'm designing that thing, I would put a bracket that has a stopper at the top.
And snap axle shafts, knee.
I don't know. Would you have? Yeah, you would have a stopper at the top because as you're stepping on it, it's wanting to pull itself up. But like your first instinct would maybe say put the stopper on the bottom so that it doesn't fall off. Is that how that thing works? That foot ascender with the little slide on bracket? Does it just like slide up into a groove and it's got a stopper to click it into place? Yeah.
No, I gave a thumbs up to Bridge Burner there. I'm not a very good multitasker, but I'm trying, man.
You're good. On that foot ascender with the bracket that they attach to the spikes,
Yeah,
does
yeah.
it just slide up on a bracket and it's got a stopper?
Yeah, it just slides up. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Is it, do you say CT foot ascender makes it?
I think it's CT. I know some of these guys in here should be able to help us out with that. I swear to God it was CT.
Yeah, James said he's got it, but he put it on, but it slides up, so he took it off. So I
Oh,
wonder if,
does it slide up on the spur itself?
oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that on the actual shaft of the spur. Huh, I wonder how you fix that.
Oh boy. Yeah, I
Some sort of a stopper, put an
huh.
additional screw in or something.
Yeah, man, I don't know, huh? I guess shit. Put
Yeah,
something in that. Put something in there so when you clamp it down on your spur, it clamps harder. I guess. I don't. So it. I don't know.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Because I wonder if that bracket, if it only locks one way. So if you put the bracket on upside down and you put the foot ascender on, if you go to step up or actually step onto it, I wonder if it pops off. Like,
It's got to be. He's talking about it slides up his spur. Who was it
yeah,
that
that would be the one thing that makes sense.
who said that?
James did. I broke my knee center last week and raised my
Am I
local
right,
tree.
James? It's sliding up on the shaft of your spur, right? You know, in between your buck pads and the spur itself.
Bridgeburner said he broke his knee ascender last week and then raged his way up to the top with just a foot ascender. I
What?
hate doing that, but I'll do that. I've done that many times, just a foot ascender. So
I want to get one of those houses.
they're nice, man. I was so excited when I looked in the back of that bag and found that day because my Haas knee ascender was gone for 2 years, was lost, and I made it that one knee ascender with a bungee out of a foot ascender
Mm-hmm.
and was using that and it worked. But then in the back of this bag, there was a little pouch on the back where it's got backpack straps in it that you can pull out.
Holy.
Greg gave me the bag, Greg Brown. And I put back there, I put my handsaw back there, and then I put that little grabber thing that Daryl gave me.
What's going on, Lucas? Good
I reached
evening,
back there
Jason
and
Fiesel.
found that phone. That was crazy. I was for sure at what job I lost it on and everything. And I was like I think I stopped back at the guy's house and was like, "Hey, did I leave a tool here?" And he told me no, and I'm like, "That son of a bitch stole it."
Yeah, yeah,
I swear,
I
I'm
would have
such a
thought the
jerk.
same thing. You
Yeah,
crackhead! If it ends up
yeah.
at the pawn shop, I'm gonna kill you.
I feel like such a jerk now because like I hope I didn't give him any sort of an attitude or nothing because I'm like I was for sure it was there, and when he's like, "Nah, man," I'm like, "Oh, you mother, trying to start a tree service or something?" Like, what? Like no, no. So I found it 2 years later in the back of my bag. Felt like such an idiot. So dumb. Well, guys, I'm gonna catch up on comments. I'm probably gonna run this one a short one that way I can kind of get to work on the other half of the video and get it out. Um, as always, if I missed your comment, I apologize. I got way behind on. Dang, I got way behind, dude. I'm scrolling right now.
Man,
I was
GP's too busy flapping his gums.
now. I think I need to learn how to read.
There you go.
We got Lucas Gould.
We
Gould.
got a couple new names in here tonight, I think.
Yeah, Jason Fiesel. Um, I lost the CMI foot ascender, he said, and a Saka Mini on the same job. Whenever I go back, I look for it in the same spot. That is so funny because the other day, I even say this on video.
Look for an
Uh,
ARB locker, Greg.
Yesterday, no, it was the day before. Was it yesterday? I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. I went and did that birch tree, that like 5-headed one. And as I'm walking through this lady's backyard, showing like her yard and stuff, I bring up, I'm like, I lost a micro pulley here one time. It was years ago. And every time I come, I search through every single time. And I am so for sure one day it's going to pop up. And I've been disappointed for years now. It just never shows up. You got to have that, like, almost false confidence that you're going to find it. Never happens. That's why I was so stoked about my knee ascender. I couldn't believe it showed back up.
I bet they usually don't, man. Once it's gone, it's gone. It seems
Yeah,
like.
I've got a rope wrench that just disappeared. I don't know where it went, and it's like a I won it in a contest as a signature series. Kevin Bingham, they don't even make them. It was like half red, half black, and I don't even think they make that. I don't know if they ever made it or sold it or anything. It was like a special one, and I won it in a contest. And of course, that's the one I lose. I have three. Of course, that's the one I lose.
Well,
I
yeah.
I got the old junk black one that I had to start with.
Hey man, before you end this feed, do you have a wedge banger? And if so, what is it?
Well, if I'm being honest, it's a pretty wide range for me when it comes to axes. If I'm looking and I gotta bang something over, I'm really having to hammer on the damn thing. Greg Brown sent me a an axe. I'm trying to see if it's yeah, it's right over here. Let me show you.
So
So
with the ARB is expensive, but they are pretty much the best damn locker there is out there, Greg. And when you buy a locker, you take the spider gears off, pull your axle shafts, take the spider gears out, throw them in the garbage, set your stuff in there, and there you go.
I gotta put new pins in this. The pins fell out, but here's the other one.
Or you can get like a spool. Spools are cheaper.
So here, let me get one more. I'll show you the last one.
Spools usually don't lock and unlock though, but I do believe they make some. I used to go wheeling all the time, but I don't do it anymore. And buddy of mine died years ago, and I just I ain't got it in me no more. I think he's
My bad.
banging on a
I
wedge banger.
okay, so I have this one, which is a trying to think of what this is.
That is a Kelly Perfect jersey pattern.
Yeah, it's a jersey, isn't it?
Yeah, I got this.
Um,
I got the same one, brother. Is it a Kelly Perfect or a True Temper?
it may be a true temper. I can't remember. I remember I searched it and found it one day when I was looking at it, but I don't see
Roger
any
that, Greg.
marking. It's got this weird little marking right there. That may just be pitting, but okay. So
Either way,
notice,
that's a jersey. No, that's
yeah.
my wedge banger right there is a jersey pattern.
Okay, so I feel like even more than the actual head, my concern and like thing that I look for is handle. Um, if you look, the difference between something here,
See, I because I'm so tall and you're tall too, man. So my wedge banger, I actually put on a 32-inch handle, and a lot of them are only 28s or even 26s.
yep, yeah, that's a short one. Here's the one Greg sent me.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
Much more.
What's the head look like on that, Mike? I can't. Okay,
It's what's this? 3.5 pounder.
looks like a
It says
Collins.
it's an Altco. It says Altco.
Okay.
Altco. Yeah. Dude, that's honestly one of the best wood splitting axes I've ever had in my life. I don't know what it is about the profile, but it splits wood so good. But difference in handle because I don't know about anybody else, but every time I do a tree, the amount of space I have underneath it changes.
Not for
So,
sure.
yeah. So do I have room to swing this big ass thing? Is the first thing I think. If I don't, and it's close, I'll step down to that and use that. And I'll stick between these two if I'm really having to bang wedges, like really have to bang some wedges. But if I'm not having to just That's the only thing I'm dependent on, which 99.9999999% of the time, me, I don't I don't bang wedges really. I'll set them to help,
Sure.
but I go with this. This is my go-to. It's a
Yeah.
hatchet.
Right.
It's a
Whatever.
little hatchet.
Whatever works, man.
Yeah, that little hatchet head on this little big handle that's broke 15 times. I just flatten the end off, put it
Mm.
back on. So that handle, it used to be kind of big, but
I've got
yeah,
I've got. So I don't know if anybody on the feed here tonight has ever heard of Old Iron Axe and Tool. He does a lot
yeah,
of older iron, axes and tools and that sort of thing. And he
yeah,
actually does custom axe handles and that sort of stuff. And I got a couple of them from him being sent to me.
yeah. I really like if I'm looking to get some serious leverage, that hook. I like a good palm swell, um, so I don't lose the axe. But that bit of a curve that thing's got to it is so nice, and like it works, man.
Yeah,
So, but
the,
like I said,
the chat won't let you, Greg.
hanging on weight with these. I don't. I feel like time has outgrown the wedge. You know, it just you
Yeah,
could use wedges,
it's so easy to
but
just throw a damn rope on it or shoot a rope up in it, and then frickin' for me, I use the damn loader, and it over it comes.
100%, man. It's like I'm not a gambler. I'm a I'm a guy who accesses and does work the trees. That's it.
Hey man, as
I'm
long
not a gambling guy. I don't like to take risks. It just so happens that what I do is very risky, very dangerous. So it involves enough danger and risk. There's no need for me to add any extra. So that's just I am a very strong believer in just put a rope in it. But
I'll
each
put a
your
rope
own.
if I'm questioning it, dude. I'll put a rope in it. Hell, I'll put two ropes in the damn thing, and I'll bang wedges.
Yep. Because almost a foolproof plan. If you're worried about something
Yeah,
drifting
see,
towards a
Lucas, you know all about it. Rope plus wedge,
yeah,
you got it.
yeah, it's like if you're working a tree that you're worried, hey, it maybe has a back lane, but you're worried as it comes over, it drifts to the house. There's no reason not to put a drift line that doesn't allow it to even have the option to go there, that anchors off to like a porter wrap over here,
Uh huh.
and then you're pulling.
Dude,
I
I've
mean,
I have had four ropes on one tree that I'm falling because as it falls, I don't want it to come over and hit the damn shed that it was next to. I'm pulling on it, and I got two extra ropes as of one as a fail safe. I got
yeah,
like
you got a butt tie so that the butt doesn't jump over.
you
Like,
got it. Yeah,
yeah,
four ropes on one tree, and somebody's like, people that don't know what the hell's going on are like scratching their head. They're like, "What the hell is this guy doing?"
yeah. And well, I feel like what makes a really good tree climber and tree guy that like can dismantle the hardest stuff is that guy that doesn't have trouble playing out what's going to happen in his head beforehand. Like if you have the ability to you've done it and you can play out like usually the way my brain works is first thing I think is how does this go when if I want it to go perfect.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then
And not
how does it go if this goes really bad? Uh,
100%.
yeah.
You know, and usually if it goes bad, there's a couple different options how it can go bad, you know? So I'm thinking of all of them. Like I seen a very, very, very smart thing, and I appreciated it way. I don't feel like it didn't get the credit that it deserved. But I was scrolling through Instagram. I seen Trevor Ahern put a small video out where he showed his bridge to his saddle. It had a fray in it, and he was worried about that fray, the bridge breaking. So it wasn't gonna break. I'd say 90% sure it's not breaking. It's still got some time left in it, but no sense in taking the chance. He took a speed line strap, left it very loose, but put it up through that same thing and put it to his bear paws, clipped it off.
Hey,
That way, if the bridge broke, The speed line strap saves me. A guy that takes the time to eliminate those risks is on another level, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
that can do things that most can't. So
Yeah, Traver's a beast, man. He really is. He's not everybody's cup of tea because he's pretty raw, but that's what I like about him too. Traver's pretty damn cool. He'd be a freaking hoot to hang out with.
securing their own skin, they feel the need to show out and show off and pat themselves on the back and toot their own horn. And he's just a guy that's like kind of just straight with it. This is what I do. This is this is how I do it. That's
Dude,
it. Like,
dude, I've seen that dude like 80 feet up a tree or whatever the hell it is. He'll top a freaking tree and then sit up there and smoke a bowl.
mhm.
I'm like, what, dude?
That's why I knew he was my guy. I'm like, that's my
Yeah, I'm like, you rock, man.
guy.
He likes hamburgers too.
Yeah, that's too funny. Well, hey guys, as always, great. Or ground pounder, you are the man. I appreciate you kind of saving this one because I don't know how this would have
Nah,
went if I would have had to just ramble by myself. Man,
nah,
I'm
you're
telling you.
you're you're the man, homie. You're the glue to this little group right here. You're the one that keeps us coming back, dude. So I'm flattered you have me as a guest and especially twice now. So it's been cool, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
we definitely got more coming. We definitely got to do this a few more times. We'll be a little more specific about our topic. That way we can kind of
We got to be
prep
coming
ourselves
up
a
on
little bit.
100 now, aren't we? I mean, it's got to be pretty close to 100.
It's 76 or
Okay,
7.
won't be long.
Won't be long. I can't believe I've went that long.
So I'm probably gonna. I was thinking about this. I haven't missed one of these in over a year, but I might actually miss one when I'm out on vacation with my family, because I don't think you get shit for signal out in Wyoming. And to be honest, I love you guys, man. It's great, but I've Yellowstone calls.
And everybody deserves vacation time, man. I don't care what it's to anything, even this. So you make sure you just enjoy yourself. Don't worry about us. We'll be doing this same damn thing we're always doing,
For sure.
and we'll be doing as soon as you get done. So, um, anybody else that is involved in tree work, does this on the regular, um, and would like to join, leave a comment. Let me know. I'm always looking for somebody else to kind of join me, a new
Jerry,
face, uh, mix it in. Yeah,
Jer-
Jerry.
Jerry Padilla.
Really?
Yeah,
Right on. We may have to do that, Jerry. If
dude.
Jerry's down, I mean, Jerry's a little new to the channel, so I don't know him as good as maybe some of the other ones. I
Well,
didn't think
neither
about that,
neither
Jerry.
do I, but maybe I don't know if he's still on here or whatever. But I'll hit him up.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Hey, we even got Nick Pixel stopped in. How you
Um,
doing, Nick? Been a while. Um, but yeah, guys, I'm always looking for somebody. Like, it just because one person answers, if you're interested and it seems like something you would like to do, even if you just want to hang out for the time, it don't have to be an interview. We can just shoot the shit. So I find this funner for me personally than I do the regular live feeds because all in all, I'm talking to myself. I'm looking at myself and I'm talking to myself, and it's like I don't like looking at myself and I don't like hearing myself. So I try to stay away from mirrors and recording.
right on, man.
Well, hey, stay safe, Nick. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Jared, Fimer, Clint, you're not my master. Um, there's a list of you guys. James, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Stay safe, and
See,
I'll be down, but I don't claim to know anything.
that's that
You don't
that,
got
that
you don't got to know anything.
they ain't got to know
You don't
nothing.
got,
I know you got a
You
real cool your chainsaw is pretty dope, Jerry. So you got to be doing something right.
so everybody everybody's story is unique. I just I need to figure out a way to pull it out of you, and I'll do my best. But definitely, Jerry, hit me up. I definitely want to. Maybe next week's already set. Maybe we got Jerry. So, guys, stay safe.
All right, guys,
Make sure you don't swim
have a
out there.
great one. Peace.
Yeah. See you, GP.